from Nigeria, distinguished men from Nigeria, including the immediate past president of APRA from Nigeria. And as you are aware, next year is a big moment for Africa, and I would like to acknowledge President for Global Alliance for Communications and Communications Management, because Africa will be hosting WPRF after 19 years next year in Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria. We last hosted in 2007 in South Africa as Africa. It's a big achievement for us. We celebrate it not as Nigeria, as Africa. So they have a special message to you, obviously, to see how best we could use your office and the office of APRA patron. In fact, it was in YBO's time as president that His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema was conferred the status of patron of APRA. And Madam Speaker of Zambia is a fellow of APRA, and she carries that brand very proudly. She remembers and speaks about it. So here is that window. So perhaps I'll start with you, President, as host, co-host with the NRPR, and then I'll hand over to the Nigerian delegation. Thank you.
Yeah, so next year is, thank you, Madam Myrie. Next year, as I said, we have, it's going to be a huge, huge event in Nigeria. It's going to take place, but it's also not only going to be held in Nigeria, it's going to represent the whole of Africa. Because at the Global Alliance Board, which is the board, a worldwide board, when I joined Global Alliance, there was no board members from Africa whatsoever on the board. Today, there are now 6 board members representing all different countries from Africa on the board. We have become much more inclusive. We have changed the organization. We have had a revolution in the Global Alliance, and we have changed it to be more reflective of the people that we actually represent. And I'm truly delighted to inform you that, as I said, there are 6 board members on the board of Global Alliance, which is the most any continent has. So Africa hasn't just sitting on the board, they've taken over the board. And now they're going to take over Global Alliance, the World Public Relations Forum next year. So we're going to have 3,000 people in Nigeria coming and celebrating the World Public Relations Forum with Global Alliance. And as part of that, we are celebrating 25 years of Global Alliance, which we will celebrate next year. But for me, as part of my journey, having visited many countries within the African continent, been involved in public relations for a very long time, my wish was that it wasn't just Africa, that it wasn't just Nigeria, that it actually represented the whole of Africa. So, as part of it, APRA will be fused into the World Public Relations Forum also. And what we intend to do is have representatives from all the countries of Africa. So far to date, 33 countries have signed up to attend from outside the African continent. So 33 international countries outside of Africa are already coming. Now we will build on that between now and November next year. And we are waiting to hear, whether or not you're going to attend. Because I personally want to invite you here and now, in front of the 350 Nigerian delegates in front of us. And you know what the right answer has to be, because I'll leave the room. So I'm putting you on the spot and saying, we would love you to come, right? We would be proud, because I have been promoting the way that you have brought in the legislation in recent years, and I know Nigeria has had it for a number of years. But recently, as a benchmark, you always have to show something recent within the last number of years that people can connect with. And we have been promoting the Zambian Act that professionalized public relations all over the world, right? We have done, Irene has done presentations across Indonesia, North America, Latin America, Europe. And they all look at her in awe to say, how was this achieved? You do not realize the impact that an act in Zambia has had worldwide. And I congratulate you, sir. And thank you very much. With the caveat, of course, that you can attend in person next year, because it wouldn't be an event without you, and it wouldn't be as strong. And we need you to be there to reinforce Zambia's, as a small country, because I come from Ireland, can have such a huge impact on world public relations. And not just on public relations, but on the profession. Because all the people of Global Alliance take our ethics. And as part of what you have achieved, that means that it flows from every level down, from government to citizens. And it flows from the presidents, kings, queens, everywhere around the world. And you're a shining light, and we want that light to burn bright in Nigeria, Abuja, in November, with you holding the torch. What can you say?
Thank you.
Thank you. We have to get this. Are you saying I'll see you there? There we go.
Thank you. Could I request, Honourable Minister, before you speak, that we hear from APRA, and then you can give your remarks, and then we do a group photo and just close it off that way. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Because of the size of the delegation we have on Minister, I will invite the Director of Public Relations to the team introduce those who are meeting with you, so that when they meet you at any other forum, they should be able to see you.
Yes, he's already said that.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister, for accepting to come to our country. On behalf of the Nigerian Ministry of Public Relations, well, just very briefly, the President, Chairman, and Governing Council of the Ministry of Public Relations, Dr. Ike Oyeaku, of course, because of time, we're not going to much introduction, but also have the opportunity of working in private, public sector, and leadership level in Nigeria to the point of Senior Special Assistant to the President of the Federal Government. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us appreciate our President. The Honourable Minister, sir, we also have seated next the Council member, the former Director at the federal level, Mrs. Oluwole. We have a member of Global Alliance Board here with us, a man who has fought very hard to make sure that both APRA and Global Alliance are where they are today. Dr. Wale Ademulekun is here with us. You're welcome, sir. Okay, that's why he's seated close to another erudite professor in the house. Professor Saudat Mutaki is a member of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Ministry of Public Relations. Prof, you're welcome. So we have seated at our back is a Don in the public relations industry, one of the leading firms in PR. He just finished as the leader of the Public Relations Consultants Association of Nigeria, PRA, Israel. You are welcome. Thank you. So seated next, the Honourable Minister is an Amazon in the house. He is the Executive Director of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. So we are very sure that when we are coming, she will clear the way at the airport. So we have seated in the house. Of course, I'm glad that we are there when he spoke. He's a man that is now almost at the lip of everybody. John is a very serious consultant and leads award-winning PR firm in Nigeria. John, you are welcome. Seated next to him is a Director General of Voice of Nigeria. Voice of Nigeria is very strategic to us because it's the voice of Nigeria across the world. Mr. Jubril Baba Ndache is also a council member representing federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Government Council of Nigeria. The next seated to him is another Director General, but at this time, to a very strategic state that you'll also be very, very glad to visit when you come to Nigeria. The state that is going to host the first University of Public Relations in the world. So So Director General Strategic Communication and Events, Lamai, you are welcome. The government of Nasarawa State. General, are you from the state? Seated next to him is a brother, a friend, and a senior colleague, General Bisu. General, we are covered in this room. Of Defense Information is the spokesperson for Nigeria Defense Information.
Thank you.
Let's give him a big round. So, General, if anything happens, we hold you responsible. So, seated next is Bolaji. Bolaji is a very serious consultant in Nigeria, based in Lagos, but he has also played a very significant role in the industry. Bolaji, if you are here, let us see you.
I don't know how still I am.
So we have in the house, I say Amazon before, this is another Amazon in the house. We are very glad and delighted to present her as the Chairman, Public Relations Consultant Association of Nigeria, APRA. She's very freshly minted, and then she's doing a lot in the industry. Nkechi Ali Balogun, PhD. Then we have a man that has been introduced before, but for the sake of protocol, otherwise when we get to him, we sanction him. He's the immediate past president of APRA, Chief Yomi Manager Officer. Thank you very much for.
Did you add that there is another serious consultant? I want to tell what you call him.
No, don't worry, we'll get to that. We'll get to that point.
Ancestors.
Okay.
No, he hasn't reached ancestry.
No, he's still
Ancestry
ancestors.
around.
So we have next in the house Commissioner for Information, Bauchi State, a renowned public relations expert. This man, Shoni, you are welcome. So we'll just come over to this side very briefly. You have our Director of Public Relations, National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Adia, this man, sorry, Adia Adisa, Umar. So we have another lady in the house, Nigeria Port Authority. They share the same name, Adisa. But at this time, this is Usman, this is Umar. So Adia, Usman, you are welcome. The Honorable Minister, sir, we have in the house the spokesperson of one of the critical agencies in Nigeria, the Nigeria Customs Service. Alhaji Dr.
You might get around.
Yes, he's Assistant Controller of Customs. You are you are welcome. I hope I'm not missing another person. Honorable Ministers, Stanley Azuka Ganigo is my name. I'm the Director of Public Relations, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. And then by the special grace of God, I will be hosting you as the Chairman, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. At this point, I want to very delightfully hand over the gavel to Mr. President, who is going to take it.
Thank you very much. More importantly, that you need us since you arrived. That's how we deeply appreciate this, and we want to through you convey our gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency, President of Zambia. We appreciate Zambia about this. Zambia has very begun. When I was young, I remember the celebrations, and it was a mantra for us. When I was at the State House, we had the opportunity of hosting with and it's been like that. So we want to thank you for finding this time. The reason why we felt we should meet with you is not because we are inviting you to Abuja, because the invitation has already been extended, and we are delighted that you have accepted it. Yes. He decided to come in this delegation. We are over 50 Nigerians that came for this. When they told us the size of the room, we had to reduce.
And over 60K will be posted in Zambia.
So we are here to fully invite His Excellency the President. Some of those leaders will celebrate in Africa. And when you gather over 3,000, it's a formidable platform for any president that we love to take advantage of. We want you to come and reignite that impression, that perception, that joy of African leadership and brotherhood. So we are listening to sir. We'll write officially. What my father told me over when I was growing up, when you climb an Europe is a very big, powerful tree. So you don't climb it always. Whenever you have the opportunity to climb the tree, you make all the firewood that you require. So that when you come back, you will not be in a hurry in case you don't have another opportunity. So you are Iroko. And we have the opportunity to climb you this afternoon. And we're saying, let's let you know that we desire for His Excellency to be one of our special guests of honor. We really will be delighted. We have a special role for him because he's one of those leaders we have like. Number two, sir, we want to use this opportunity to tell you that the institute, and if you look at this room, you will see that we have those in the private sector, those in the public sector, and those in the civil society. These are great professionals who are managing accounts running into millions and millions of dollars. We have decided as a continent that we should now have a pan-African consulting consortium so that sometimes we can help you in Africa. You don't have to go and hire Justine's friends to come and be consultants here. Because he is different because he understands us, because he's been with us for over 20 years. But these other guys don't understand Africa. So when they come here to do any scheme, sometimes they need us to make it work. And we are saying that Africa has come of age to provide strategic communication to African presidents. So we are now coming together to develop that partnership. And you're one of those we want to ask to be ambassadors of that framework. Your daughter, Irene, is great. She has grown so much. That's why she's the one leading us at regional chair. So we are working together to now give Africa a very strong voice that the continent will be proud of. Africa is strong. Africa is ready. Africa is believable. Africa can speak for Africa. Africa can manage Africa. Africa can do everything that is required to ensure that our voice is heard in the way that we want our narratives. Because we have a perspective. Others cannot give our perspective better than us. So we're saying, let us use Africa to give Africa its perspective. This is why we felt that we should speak to you, sir, in this way. We thank you for being a strong advocate of Africa. We listened to you when you spoke to us on the light. Thank you very much. Before you respond, I would like to make some presentations to you, beginning with the official flyer. Of course, we will write formally, but since you're here, we want to present the flyer. Mr. President, you should join us because it's your flyer. We're just your soldiers. Then we want to present a copy of this book because you are a leader and we believe that you will find it useful. It's called The Seven Conspiracies of Power. It took the author about 10 years to put it together based on his experience in government over a period of 30 years. So, somebody who is in government will think that this book will help you to understand the dynamics of the conspirators that are around us as leaders. I have been asked by the chairman of FCT, Federal Capital Territory Chapter of the Institute, to present a copy of the recent edition of their Monkey magazine so that you can begin to familiarize yourself with the Federal Capital Territory. Now, from the perspective of public relations, we know you'll be coming to America, but he said, since you are going to lead his guest, that you should present this to us.
World Public Relations Forum is on.
With a statement from your brother, the minister. Thank you, sir.
Well, so let me begin by thanking you the Nigerian delegation that we could have this moment, that I intend to, as I now do, to thank you for conferring on our president the status that is patron. We don't take this for granted. We know there are many heads of state that have their merit. But by no coincidence, it is that actually we do have a president who holds so dear to his heart the role that public relations plays in preservation of peace, for the advancement of national development and global progress. It is public relations in the wake and advent of technological advancements that are presenting vagaries of the severity unimagined. So, going forward, for our country, for our continent, for our planet to be safe and maintain stability and continue to move on the trajectory of human development, public relations has to be given the right premium. And that is why, as a country, we are doing our best to ensure that public relations communicators are given their rightful space, because they are the ones who, if utilized properly, we can get our country, our countries, our continent, our globe to the next level of stability and development. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing Zambia, through separate president, to lead Africa at a regional level to the global level of public communications. We are grateful, but we know that it's not about her or us as a country. We are one people, originally, as Africans. We are one people. So we are grateful for that. And let me also indicate here that because of the very fundamentally, manifestly and patently important role that public relations plays in national development, I accept to be a bearer of a message to the President of Zambia for this is so important because as things stand now, Africa is talking about the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is being misunderstood by some and being abused by others. Connectivity as a people that God created for this particular planet and this particular continent. So, to drive a narrative that the African Continental Free Trade Area means well for Africa and for the world depends upon public relations, communications. It is your duty. It is our duty. So to do. And we must do it during our lifetime. And we are privileged to be in these positions so that we may deliver. Because Africa's development is development for the world. The world should not take pride in reporting the ills of Africa, the wars, the famine, disease hitting on the continent. Yet Africa is host, as we stand now, to the resources, particularly minerals, of the next generation of global development. So it is time for us to stand together and tell the world that Africa is ready. It's ready. We cannot be ready if we work together. So we are grateful. The president of the Republic of Zambia, the president, together with the president of Ghana and the president of Kenya, have come out public together with their peers, but these have been used as spokespersons to begin to correct injustices that have been occasionalized in this planet, including to redesign the global financial architecture, where Africa, with all its natural endowment of resources, has no say on how and what pricing those resources have to be traded on the problem. A country without any mineral is the one that hosts the so-called financial markets to determine pricing. This is our time to stand up, not to the world, but to the world. Time to stand not against the world, and with the world to develop these planets God gave us. And so it is that I must conclude on the note of thanking Nigeria. This delegation you brought here, and like you did in Zambia, is a representation of Africa. Because the voice of Nigeria is the voice of Africa. And so as Zambia, I would like to express, because I know the thinking of my president, I would like to express it with that. At ministerial level, and all the our colleagues in the public relations function, we will be in Nigeria.
revealed. What remains now is just one function for me to ensure that I do everything to secure the agendas of President Egypt as part of power. You know that we are in a very busy stage of ourselves, in particular in March next year. We will just in 2 months before the dissolution of Parliament, we go into elections. But I'm very confident that this particular president we have will not win elections because of the campaign numbers before from January to election date. No, but because of what she has already done. So I'm confident about what I can envisage that Nigeria will be in great function with all the unities. Thank you. Then we can have a group photo.